been thinking all week about that amazing lesson that Evan and Sunny shared on our children's discipleship page. Have you guys seen it yet? If not, you need to go and check it out. No, really, go now, check it out. Did you guys know that this chapter, Genesis 22, is the first time that we see the word worship in the entire Bible? This is not insignificant. Why? Let me paint a picture for you. And no, I'm not actually going to paint. Nobody wants to see that. Now, throughout this chapter, we see Abraham being called to do something incredibly difficult in sacrificing his son, the promised heir. He travels for several days to this area, this mountainous area called Mount Moriah, and he tells his two servants to wait here. My son and I are going to go worship. Now, remember, at this time, Abraham's a pretty old guy. Sarah had Isaac when she was 90 years old. Whoo! And we know that Sarah dies when she's 127. That means Isaac's probably around 36, 37 at the time. We also know that the events at Mount Moriah happened before Sarah dies. So we know that Isaac is younger than 36 or 37. We know he's also weaned, and their weaning age at the time was 2 to 5 years old. So we know he's between 5 and 36. We also know that he was old enough to know what a sacrifice was and to know the necessary elements of a sacrifice, because he notices that they're missing the one important thing you need in a sacrifice. The sacrifice! Dad, where's the animal for the sacrifice? And Abraham tells him, the Lord will provide. And the Lord did provide. We also know that Isaac is old enough and strong enough that he is able to carry all of the wood from the sacrifice up the mountain. That probably means that he's stronger than his dad at this point. So they get up to the top of the mountain, they build the altar, they get the sacrifice ready to be burnt, and wait, what sacrifice? And that brings me this question. How did that work? If Isaac is big enough that he's probably stronger than his dad already, how did that go down? Did Abraham try and throw him on the altar? Did he just tell Isaac to climb up on there? What? And why is this important? It's important because in this story, both Isaac and Abraham were obedient throughout the process. Now, Abraham could have said, no, I'm not going to take my son and sacrifice him, but he didn't. Isaac could have jumped down from that altar and said, no, I'm not going to be a sacrifice, but he didn't. They were both obedient throughout the whole thing. And this is important because worship without obedience is absolutely meaningless. In our everyday lives, it doesn't matter what we're doing if we're not being obedient. We can sing all the songs, we can say all the right things, but if our lives don't show obedience, then we're not really worshiping the Lord. Throughout the next few weeks, we're going to be sharing with you guys a little bit more about worship. We're trying to serve you guys in this time when we're all homebound by helping you get some ideas for what worship could look like in your home. We're going to show you some worship broadcasts from our homes to show you what we're doing. We're going to give you some ideas for what you can do with your kids and in your family to make worship a little bit more accessible in your homes with your families. As a part of that, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be providing you with resources to talk about this lesson with kids. Why? Because the very root of worship is obedience. You cannot have worship without obedience. And this is the first lesson that we need to learn about worship and that we need to teach our kids about worship. So we will be including a packet in a Google Drive that you can access in this post that will have a kid-friendly story of Genesis 22 that you can break down and talk about worship and obedience and why this is important. We're also going to provide you with a coloring page. So if you want to print that out as a PDF file, you can print it out and color with your children. We're also going to be introducing you to a song that I wrote for my daughter Amara when she was very little to help her learn how to obey. We're going to be providing you with that MP3 file and also an MP4 file if that's more accessible for you. It will not have my children screaming and yelling at the top of their lungs like they're going to do in just a moment when we sing it for you. The kids are here. Say hi, kids.
Hi.
You can look over there. All right, I'm enlisting their help to help us sing the Obey song. Now, in this song, we spell a word. Hey, Liam, can you help us? What letters do we need to use to spell the word obey? What's the first one? What's the first letter?
O-E.
No, O. Say O.
O.
Then we need a B.
B.
E.
E.
Y.
Y.
Those are all the letters in the song Obey. We're going to sing it for you right now. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, sing. O-B-E-Y, obey. O-B-E-Y, obey. It pleases God above when we obey in love. O-B-E-Y, obey. Thanks for your help, guys. Our goal is really to help you guys be equipped to teach your children how to be the best worshipers possible. So we want to provide you with tools that are going to help you guys teach your children what it means to worship. And part of that is obeying. So I hope that you guys will find these resources useful and helpful as you teach your families. And I hope that it's a way for you to get together with your family and to worship together and to learn more about what worship is. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you with more broadcasts soon. Bye.